Welcome to our new video. Today, we are going to discuss an important clarification related to corporate social responsibility, specifically about whether a company needs to open a separate unspent CSR account for each ongoing project. If you're confused about how CSR funds should be handled or what the law says about excess CSR spending, this video is for you. Let's get started. Should a company open a separate unspent CSR account for each ongoing project? No, a company can open a single special account called Unspent Corporate Social Responsibility Account for a financial year in any scheduled bank to transfer the unspent amount toward ongoing project of that financial year. A company needs to open a separate unspent CSR account for each financial year, but not for each ongoing project. Excess Spending Section 135(5) of the Act, which says that if the company spends an amount in excess of the requirements provided under this subsection, such company may set off such excess amount spent against the requirement to spend for such number of succeeding financial years, and in such manner as may be prescribed. Rule 7.3 of CSR rules prescribes that the set-off can be claimed up to immediately succeeding 3 financial years, subject to the condition that I. The excess amount available for set-off shall not include the surplus arising out of the CSR activities, if any, in pursuance of Rule 7.2 of CSR rules. I. The board of the company shall pass a resolution to that effect. Surplus arising out of CSR projects. As per Rule 7.2 of CSR rules, any surplus arising out of the CSR activities shall not form part of the business profit of a company, and 1. It shall be plowed back into the same project. 2. It shall be transferred to the unspent CSR account and shall be spent in pursuance of CSR policy and annual action plan of the company. 3. It shall be transferred to a fund specified in Schedule 7 to the Act within a period of 6 months of the expiry of the financial year. Further, as per Rule 7.3(I) of CSR rules, such surplus amount plowed back into the same project shall not be included in calculation of excess amount by the company, if any, for claiming set-off in succeeding 3 financial years. This means any surplus arising out of CSR activities must be utilized in the CSR project, but it shall not be considered as part of 2% CSR obligation of the company for the financial year in which it is spent. It must be over and above the obligation to spend 2% of profits of the company for the relevant financial year. For more detailed information, visit the official website of VMK Professionals, www.vmpros.com, and always review the latest amendments before execution, as laws keep changing frequently. Measurement of CSR spend made in kind. This includes activities such as free distribution of goods produced by the entity. These should be measured in accordance with the AS2, IND AS2 at cost or net realizable value, whichever is lower. Administrative overheads. As per the erstwhile Rule 4.6 of CSR rules, companies could build CSR capacities of their own personnel, as well as those of their implementing agencies through institutions with established track records of at least 3 financial years. But such expenditure, including expenditure on administrative overheads, should not exceed 5% of total CSR expenditure of the company in 1 financial year. Rule 7.1 of CSR rules, which says that the board shall ensure that the administrative overheads shall not exceed 5% of total CSR expenditure of the company for the financial year. Pursuant to amendment in CSR rules effective from 22nd January 2021, the term administrative overheads had been defined in Rule 2B of CSR rules as under. Administrative overheads means the expenses incurred by the company for general management and administration of CSR functions in the company, but shall not include the expenses directly incurred for the designing, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation of a particular CSR project or program. As the above definition is generic, there is bound to be discussion on the issue as to what kind of expenses come within the ambit of administrative overheads. In effect, salaries paid to CSR staff engaged in administrative activities cannot be factored into project cost, and it shall form part of administrative overheads. Salaries paid to CSR volunteers who are not doing administrative activities but are involved in the actual implementation of CSR project may be counted towards CSR project cost. As per MCA clarification, monetization of pro bono services of employees would not be counted towards CSR expenditure. Implementation, monitoring, and evaluation is part of CSR project cost, and it would not be considered as administrative cost overheads. Hence, general management and administration costs related to the CSR function of the company is administrative cost, whereas costs spent on the implementation of a CSR project would form part of that particular CSR project. The intent behind keeping a cap on the administrative expenses is that there should be minimum of 95% of the funds allocated towards cost of the project excluding administrative expenses, be it at the company level or at the implementing agency level. Thus, the view is that the limit of 5% administrative overheads should be applicable for expenses incurred at company level, as well as at the level of the implementing agencies. So that's it for this video. We hope you now clearly understand how the unspent CSR account works and how excess CSR spending can be adjusted in the future. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And let us know in the comments, how does your company handle CSR obligations? We'd love to hear about your experiences. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.